Well, what I wanted to do today is I wanted to show one of the kind of funkier haircuts. I'm going to be going in and taking out, we're doing a little bit of what we call an undercut. So we're going shorter through the sides here, and the top is going to be left longer. Again, it's kind of that, that almost Brianna kind of feel.
All right.
Right? That little bit of mohawk.
Okay.
And the crown, we're going to go a little bit shorter, and we're going to be cutting in, basically it's going to look like a triangle as I'm cutting.
All right.
I'm going to be cutting in this direction. So in the center here, it starts to become shorter.
Okay.
And what happens is the top becomes more of a triangle as well. We don't want it to go too wide, so we're only going to go to around the recession point.
Okay.
Okay, just in the recession areas. We're going to keep as much length as we can at the front, and we're going to keep as much length as we can out the back.
All right.
So the same at the bottom through here. So this will essentially be longer, and it'll be able to droop over top if we decide to do something funky, like blow it off to the side. But I think at this point, this is what we're going to do. Now we go through and we find our recession point.
All right.
The bottom of the recession point right here. Okay? And through the side, now I've got my triangle that I'm looking for, or my square, I guess you could say.
Okay.
I'm taking my next section on this angle right here.
Very neatly, I should
Very
say.
neatly.
Yeah.
Well, normally when I cut through, because I know the head so well, I just kind of zip through. But for the camera, I want everyone to see, Lee, see what it is that we're doing precisely. Right up to around the point on the top of the head. At this point, I want to keep the edge of the hair, I want to keep it longer so that we get kind of a wispy, very feminine look. Still trying to keep this cut feminine.
Right.
So at this point, we're going to reach in and start cutting.
Okay.
So as I go, you'll be able to see what we're doing.
Put it through your fingers.
Yeah.
You rest your hand on Lee's head, or?
Yeah, I'm pulling straight out, so I'm doing a 90 degree from that point. And I'm coming in quite short. Okay, because we want to see a real difference in that. But I've left the perimeter long.
Right.
So we're still keeping it close. You can go as short as you want, but I still want it long enough that she can create any kind of movement.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and just bring it out just enough that she can create that, and we still get the look we're looking for. One of the key points in cutting this cut is also your thinning shears. A lot of people just grab thinning shears and just go in however they want. I think thinning shears are important to understand that when you're going in and you're taking weight out, okay, it's not always just one little chop at a time. You go in and you're taking, I'm going base, mid-shaft, and ends. Base, mid-shaft, and ends.
Okay.
When I'm doing that is I'm taking the weight out so that we can get it close to the head, and I'm still taking the mid-shaft and ends so that they don't sit like this on top of each other, they actually split.
Oh.
So it blends, so when I push down, I'm not getting those hard lines from cutting. Most of the cut, you'll see, I try to cut everything vertically. Very rare do I cut anything horizontal, because I find that when I'm cutting horizontal, I start seeing those lines, and I just don't like that at all. Around the frame here, I'm elevating. I'm picking it up and elevating towards the face, right, and right through to the ends.
Wow.
So what I've done there
that's
is I've
gorgeous.
created a very feminine piece at the front. So she gets that real softness around the frame of the face.
What a difference with two techniques you just
used. Two techniques, that's right. I'm going to bring this down underneath because we are creating almost like a faux hawk effect.
Okay.
Right, down through here. Sorry, Leah, I'm hitting your earring there. Like that. Now here, you could go through with your thinning shears and just thin the whole thing out, but I'm going to start out with my scissor over comb, which I'm sure all of our stylists know how to do. When you're doing your scissor over comb, I've actually, in the past, I've learned that if you're doing scissor over comb on somebody around their ear and you're uncomfortable with it and you're afraid that you might nick them, get them to use the opposite arm to reach up, grab the back of their ear and pull it down.
Okay.
Now it's out of the way, their hand is out of the way, and you can get right in there and you can get close as you want without nicking anyone's ear. And it's still professional. It's not unprofessional for asking your client to do that. Okay?
That's a good tip.
This hair wants to grow this way, so I'm going to comb it back and just kind of trim it up a little bit.
So you're working with the hair and the way her hair falls as
That's
well,
right.
not just cutting.
Not just cutting. You need to know which way, the direction the hair is going to fall.
Yeah.
So from there, I'm going to use my thinning shears again, and I'm going to comb down, because the hair wants to grow this way. Comb down, and we're going to work in at the base of the hair, and come back up. I'm taking weight out now. Now we've got the weight out of there. Right? Beautiful. Now I want to bring this up in the top. See how we've created kind of a triangle effect? I'm actually going to come up just a little bit higher, but I don't need it that short because we're going to continue on with the direction upwards, but I want it a little bit shorter than what she currently has, but we want to take it down a little bit. It'll help to get rid of some of the dead ends, and it'll actually give us that design kind of coming out and up from the back.
Okay.
Right? Comb this forward, take this piece out, like so. And I'm going to use the base of my scissor, the inside of my scissor, and I'm going to drop this so that I'm at the guide. Now I'm going to come directly up. And as I cut, I'm graduating, but I'm moving my blade at the same time so that I create texture. As I'm moving, I move the hair at the same time. So that gives us the direction we want to go and gives us our guide for the rest of the haircut, forward and back.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So now I'm going to come in, take my next piece. We're going to work this whole section forward doing the same technique. Now, point cutting is important. I see a lot of stylists doing point cutting when the hair is dry, which is great for blending.
Okay.
When you're point cutting or blending or chipping, you're going in and you're breaking up the texture of the hair. You can control the length by the angle of the blade when you're going in, so that you can create, sorry, I got some hair on you.
That's okay. I like it.
So we've created enough length in here that we can build up. She still has the faux hawk, it's a longer faux hawk, and then we go through the sides, and we pull that out now. Now everything's long in a longevity motion. It's coming forward. So I'm actually taking it. You can see this triangle here?
Yes.
I don't like triangles. This guy's saying.
No triangles
So
here.
we're going to try to go forward with that and blend out those triangles. And we can do it by point cutting as well. Just by taking that out. Now we've got that direction we want to go.
Beautiful.
And do it right across the top. Keeping in mind that the center of this cut will be longer. There's another one. The center will be longer than the sides, so we go a little bit longer. It's almost like you have to eyeball it yourself. And that will come from a little bit more experience.
Okay.
Measuring it out you can do as well, and that would be done as horizontal, taking sections this way across the head.
And achieving a cut like this, is it important to have the hair wet?
Yeah, I would keep it wet. I mean, to cut this dry, it's going to take you so much more extra time to blend everything. When you're doing dry cutting, the trick to dry cutting is blending, learning how to, your scissors have to be extremely sharp because you're using the base of your blade for some of the layers, and that can be a pain in the butt, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Because then it takes you longer.
Okay.
Now at this point, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show with the thinning shears here how I like to take the weight out of something like this. This type of cut, we need support going up. We need support coming out, and we need support coming this direction. So we want support from all directions. That'll come from your base pieces that you're going to cut through. You want to keep the client's hair. You don't want to thin it out so much that they're like, dealing with hardly any hair or wisps of hair. You need to keep that hair relatively thick. So we're going to go through 1, 2, 3. So I've gone into the base of the hair, I've gone into the mid shaft, and I've gone through the ends. I've created a series of pieces that are going to give support when you put your product through and you blow dry, and it's still thick. So it's controllable hair now. So we're going to go through in the next section, same thing. From the base of the hair, 1, 2, 3. That time I'm coming straight up. When I cut this piece, yes, I did bevel. I beveled my blade a little bit so that it would actually put a slice on the edge of the hair that would force the hair in this direction.
And I see it already.
Okay?
It's coming towards
Again,
me.
right here. And I'm beveling my blade, right? I'm not cutting straight, I'm beveling. And I'm at the base, 1, 2, 3. Right? If you want that layer to come down, that long layered look that comes down this way, bevel your blade down and come down in this direction and actually come across the face. Come down around here and finish off with a couple extra, but you bevel the blade towards the face as you're doing it. That will remove the weight and get you that full movement right around the frame of the face.
Beautiful.
Okay? Great for bangs and fringe as well. Same in here. 1, 2, 3. I've beveled my blade this way, so I'm still getting that support up. Because I want to style it up, I want to kick it up at the front. Okay? Same thing on the front over here. We're going to move you a little bit. Okay, same thing. I'm a lefty, so I'm coming across. Okay? So I do this with a lot of my haircuts when they're even just conservative cuts, and I want to see that fringe flow across. If I'm doing a pendulum bang and I want to see that fringe come across this way or be able to go that way, one haircut, 2 looks. You can't go wrong.
No.
Right? That's what it should be. That's the way it should be. So she can wear it sleek. She can wear it, totally spiked up. She can change the look, at least 2 looks for every haircut. That's important too, because when people come in and they start talking about you and you're doing more than 1 look on them, they're impressed because now they feel there's value in what it is you're charging them for their haircut.
And value is important, separates you from the rest.
That's right. You have to show value.
Okay.